Hi, everyone. At this point, you should have already completed step 1, which is applying online. We are now ready to move on to step 2, which is completing an assessment. So in this video, we will walk you through on how to check your English and math assessment, what to do if you do not have an English or math assessment, and we will cover the Anza English and math sequences. Feel free to follow along. Pause or rewind the video whenever you need to. Now, before completing any assessment steps, you will want to log into My Portal to check placement results. If you already have placement results, you do not need to complete any further assessment steps. If you do not have a placement results for English, math, or both, stay tuned. We will cover that shortly. Now, we're going to log into My Portal. To do that, go to deanza.edu, and once on the homepage at the top, you should see this button that says My Portal. Go ahead and click that. If you are not logged in, it'll prompt you to log in with your student ID number and your password. Once you are logged in, on the left-hand side, you will see apps. Go ahead and click apps. The app that we are looking for today is called Student Registration. As you can see for me, it's up here on my favorites. You can also have Student Registration and any other app that you use frequently up on your favorites, so you don't have to constantly search for it. The way you do that is once you find the app, select or click on the gray star until it turns yellow. So if it is not up on your favorites, go ahead and scroll until you find Student Registration. Select the gray star if you would like it to be up on your favorites. If not, just click on it. Once on Student Registration, under My Records, select View My Placement Results. Now, sometimes it'll prompt you to log back in. So go ahead and do that with me if it asks you to. Once you're back logged in, you should be seeing a page similar to mine. So you should be seeing a placement for English. So you will either see English Writing 1A or English Writing 1A with LARC 250. For math, you may be seeing a lot more options. Don't worry, that does not mean that you have to take all of these math classes. It's simply showing you the math options you have. Depending on your major, we'll determine which math class you should take. And we'll go ahead and go over that in more detail when we talk about the sequences. At this moment, I am going to ask those of you that have a placement for English and math to take the time to write down your placements. For those of you who do not have a placement for English, math, or both, I am going to walk you through on what your next steps are. So if you do not have a placement on file, here are your next steps. If you completed 9th through 11th grade at a United States high school, you will have to submit an online request form to the assessment center, and I will go ahead and walk you through that process shortly. If you did not complete 9th through 11th grade at a United States high school, you will also submit the online request form to the assessment center. The information you provide will be slightly different, and I will also walk you through that. Finally, if you are interested in taking English as a second language courses or ESL, because English is not your first language, you will submit the online request form to the assessment center as well, and I will walk you through that process as well. So if you go to Anza's homepage and you search assessment center and go to the assessment center's homepage, you will see request an online assessment exam. Go ahead and select online request form. So the first portions of this form are pretty straightforward. Your first name, last name, student ID number, and your email address. Under which of these do you need help with? And please tell us more about your question. What you put here will be determined based on what your specific need is. So if you did complete high school, 9th through 11th grade in the United States, you can select submitting high school transcript information. Under please tell us more about your question, you can let the assessment center know that you attended high school in the United States and you need placements for English and math. Then you press submit. If you did not attend high school in the United States, 9th through 11th grade, then you would select completing assessment for English, math, ESL. Under please tell us more about your question, you would type in did not attend high school in the United States, need placement for English and math, and then press submit. Finally, if you're interested in ESL courses, you would also select completing assessment for English, math, ESL. And under please tell us more, you can stay interested in taking ESL courses, need placement, and press submit. The assessment center usually responds back within 2 to 3 business days, and they usually let you know what the next steps are. We will now transition to the Anza sequences for English and math. We will first talk about the English courses. So there are 2 sequences for English. One is you could have gotten placed into English Writing 1A with LART 250. This is the bundle model, meaning that if you got placed into English Writing 1A with LART 250, you have to take the bundle model. If you got placed in English Writing 1A, the standalone section, then you do not have to take the bundle model. However, you do have that option if you feel like you may need the additional support. Placement is based off of your high school GPA. We will now move on to math. So math is a little more tricky because there are more math options and there's 2 sequences. The sequence you follow will be determined based off your major. If you are a STEM major, science, technology, engineering, math, computer science falls under this, then you want to follow the pathway to math 1A, which is calculus. So you could have been placed in a few different levels here. The first is you could have gotten placed into Math 31, which is pre-calculus 1, the standalone section, meaning you are not required to take the additional support. Others may have been placed into Math 31 with support or MPS. So that means that you have to take the bundled model, so Math 31 with support, or you have the option of applying to the Math Performance Success Program, which provides you extra class time and you get a tutor and a counselor that works with you inside and outside of the classroom. To be part of this program, you do have to apply. So just keep that in mind. So again, if you got placed into the bundled sections, the sections with support for math, you have the option of taking the math with support or joining the MPS program. Some of you may have been placed into Math 32, which is pre-calculus 2, and others may have gotten placed into Math 1A, which is calculus 1. If you have never taken calculus or pre-calculus in high school, we do not recommend jumping straight into Math 1A. We recommend you starting in pre-calculus to get the fundamental you need in calculus to be successful. Again, your placement is based on your high school GPA. Moving on, for those of you who are non-STEM majors, so like psychology, political science, child development, just to name a few, you would follow a different model. The most popular course is statistics, and that's because some majors do require statistics. Off the top of my head, I can think of psychology or nursing. Again, some of you may have gone placed into Math 10, which is statistics, the standalone section, and others may have gotten placed into statistics with support or MPS. So if you got placed in statistics with support, then your options are the bundle or joining the MPS program. Another option is finite math. So some majors do not have a certain math they require, so you can do finite math. We also have contemporary math and math for elementary education. Now, if you're still confused with which math class is best for you, don't worry. You can always meet with a counselor to figure out what makes the best sense for you. Now, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Office of Outreach or the Assessment Center if you have questions specifically about your assessment placements. Bye, thank you.